What is happening in Venezuela? Why is America going to invade Venezuela? What are we doing in Venezuela? Why do we have to go into Venezuela? What's Venezuela done? I thought Venezuela was like Mexico, South America, party, fiestas and all that stuff, right? Well, that's what most Americans think of Venezuela. Most Americans overwhelmingly have a positive view of Venezuela. Most Americans don't have a problem with Venezuela. Actually, they think they are our allies. Americans think Venezuela is an ally. They're Venezuela. They're in South America. Aren't we friends with everybody? Mexicans, Latinos, right? Right? Well, that is unless you're also friends with the Chinese, with the Iranians, with the Palestinians, with the Lebanese, and with the Russians or the Cubans. Yes, we're being told that Venezuela is a mortal enemy of the United States and that we have to do everything to destroy them. And their horrible terrorist leader, Venezuela's Maduro, a $50 million bounty on his head because apparently fentanyl is coming in the U.S., so we have to go into Venezuela and kill a bunch of people in order to prevent people from being killed here. How does that work? Every human life is sacred. Every human life is equal. So this dumb, evil idea that we should go into Venezuela and kill all of them so that other people may live is ridiculous. Also, given that we're being fed the propaganda that this is what we're supposed to believe. You'd think that the CIA could come up with a better excuse to us than, maybe some of us are dying. I'm going to convince you that Venezuela is the reason that drugs are here. The reason that there's a crackhead on the side of your street is Venezuela. That is why we have to invade and kill thousands of innocent people, a population that is very elderly and old. We have to go in and kill all of them because of the crackhead on the street. He's getting his drugs from Maduro, the president, $50 million bounty on his head. It's ridiculous. And it's a major attack on the intelligence of us. When in reality, Venezuela is a Russian ally. They're a Chinese ally. They hate Israel. And they're just minding their own business with the largest oil reserve in the world. Number one oil reserve in the world is Venezuela. A lot of people don't know that. Who does know that, though, is the United States government. Who does know that, though, is Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, and Marco Rubio, who's been spinning it from April to now that Venezuela is our mortal enemy, that Venezuela is the next China, that Venezuela is killing us somehow, that we have to kill them in order to protect us and freedom and democracy and all that stuff. The Nobel Prize winner of the past year was the Venezuelan opposition leader who the first thing she said wants to do whenever she becomes president of Venezuela is to open it up for investment. She wants to sell all the oil. She wants to have companies from the U.S. and Europe come in and drill all the oil up, take jobs away from Venezuelans. She said it's a great opportunity. There's trillions of dollars of investments. So she wants to sell her country out to Europe and the U.S. Coincidentally, the people that want to attack Venezuela is the U.S. backed by Europe. It is so insane to me right now that we cannot see through this. That we cannot see that multiple aircraft carriers, 30% of the entire U.S. military off the coast of Venezuela, is not a problem. And you have these idiots on Fox News and CNN and your boomer uncles and all the basic political guys telling us that we have to regime change Venezuela through force, that Maduro's a dictator, even though half the country is doing military training right now voluntarily because they want to defend it. It really brings into question who's the bad guy. The bad guy is us. We're the bad guy. America is the bad guy in this situation. We're going into a country that doesn't want us there. We're going into a country that is going to suffer a lot of death because of us. And it never had to be this way. It's like Iraq. It's like Vietnam, Afghanistan. It's the same story over and over again. All of a sudden, a few months ago, we're just force-fed how bad Venezuela is. 3 years ago, people couldn't pick out Venezuela on the map. 3 years ago, no one knew that who Venezuela's president was. 3 years ago, you would have thought of Venezuela for vacation. That's a nice place, right? Caracas, it's in South America. It's a beautiful place. And then in just 6 months, the media's reprogrammed all of our minds to tell us that Venezuela is an evil, bad dictatorship that hates us, they hate Americans, and it's the biggest drug trafficking country in the world. all because of a president that simply won't bow down and bend the knee to America. And look, American imperialism is a real thing. Chinese, Russian imperial, whatever. Big countries, major powers influence other small countries. And that's the reality. America influences Europe, Russia influences Asia, China influences Asia. America influences South America, North America. So if there's one country like Venezuela that is not bending the knee to us, that is wanting to do its own thing, is it really worth killing 50,000 people, innocent elderly people, Catholics? They have one of the largest Christian populations in the Western Hemisphere is in Venezuela. So is it worth slaughtering all of these people who are just good, hardworking Christian people just because our government is in their feelings that they won't get on our side? Make sure to subscribe if you like the video, comment your thoughts, and like the video.